everybody. It's Tim, Horror Movie Yearbook. I'm joined by one Mr.
Willie Gibbs. What's up?
Willie, this is our second attempt at recording this intro, so
we had technical difficulties.
Let's do it right this time.
We're gonna make it happen.
I'm really bummed though because I got this new thing and I can hit applause. I was talking about this before.
Oh, I know. Here, pretend like you're pressing an applause button, and I'll.
Okay, I think it's on the soundboard. It's button C. So here we go. Click.
That's basically what it sounded like. Apparently,
the other thing too is it just in my earphones. It just sounded like white noise.
Excellent. What other sounds do you have available on that thing that on the recording device that does not work?
So what I can do is I can set up 4 sounds and they can be anything I want. I just have to record them and put them on there. So this is going to be trouble.
Oh no!
Completely. Once I figure out what's going on with this recorder,
this is going to ruin our show.
It's gonna turn into a fucking morning zoo crew in here.
Oh no!
We're just like I'm gonna have some sort of weird
wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. I will have like porn music playing.
Oh boy!
Anything that's even remotely
this is gonna be good.
Sexual.
This is gonna be good.
It's gonna be a disaster once I figure this thing out. So
enjoy this final standard episode of Horror Movie Yearbook because they're not gonna be around much longer.
Willie, we got some feedback.
A little bit, yeah.
It was good, I think. It was very helpful.
Excellent, yeah, absolutely. Feedback from friend of the show, Alan. Alan, you had asked in the email whether or not I am on our Discord. I am on our Discord. I think my posts show up as Willie, Willie. I think you'll see me on there. My, I guess, Discord handle, I don't know, is Hemo-Williac.
Yes.
I'm on there. You will see me post not often.
Yeah.
I am not great about that. Which is also why I'm answering your email 3 days after you sent it to me. So Alan is awesome because he was recently in Cincinnati not so long back for an Inter Miami versus Cincinnati FC soccer game.
Yes, and I want to mention real quick, I'm an MLS fan. My team is Orlando because we don't have a team here in Detroit.
Yeah.
But my wife bought me an Orlando City jersey.
Excellent.
One time when she was down there, sure. So I said, "No, this is my MLS team because I like soccer quite a bit."
Excellent.
And Cincinnati, I know, has a brand new stadium, beautiful stadium.
That must be the one that I'm assuming Alan went to.
Alan went to. So yeah, and Inter Miami is my rival in Orlando. And they're one of my rivals, so I would have been cheering for Cincinnati.
I see. So. Well, he mentioned that the stadium in particular had really, really cool atmosphere, and was the stadium was very nice. Also mentioned one of the restaurants we were talking about going to, the Taste of Belgium. He did go to the Taste of Belgium. Said he was feeling a little bit. He had a little bit too much fun the night before, perhaps. But that the brunch, it sounds like, was delightful regardless.
Brunch is always good for.
It always makes you feel a little bit better. Yeah.
You got to go to brunch food.
I don't do brunch very often, so no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm open to many types of brunches, I suppose. I'm not opposed to a brunch. Yeah. I just don't do that very
I like
often.
the old chicken and waffles. Because that's a nice in between.
Sure.
I guess that would be. I mean, biscuits and gravy is just like what.
I love biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, hot sauce on that. Yeah.
There's a breakfast place down the street, literally down the street from us, Tim. The Golden Grill, it's called.
Yes.
And they have a country skillet, I believe it's called, which has covered in sausage gravy.
Oh, now we're talking. Yeah.
On a bed of crispy hash browns. Yeah. Tim.
I think we've talked about Little Chef in Mount Pleasant before. Oh boy. They had the same thing. I think it was called that. So
delicious.
Or something similar.
But Alan also was kind enough to provide us a list of 20 or so places for nightlife vibes. Alan, I need you to let me know and Tim know and just fill us in. Out of all the places you went during your stay in Cincinnati, which places do you think we'd most likely bump into Horror Hound guests after the show, like Skeet, and Matthew Lillard and stuff? Like, where do you think they're partying?
And maybe
probably just the hotel, but
maybe like when you write back to us, like let us know like. Here's where I think Nev Campbell is most likely to be, and here's where I think Tony Todd is most likely to be, and maybe it's the same place.
Oh yeah, break it down for us.
Break it down, like maybe
look at that guest list and be like, I bet Tony Todd does this. I bet he goes here.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe he goes to a cigar bar or something, and maybe Nev likes to go to a nice like a wine, drink some wine or something, or maybe Tony Todd does too, but or maybe Skeet wants to know where to go to, like a rock club is, like where you can hear some like a good punk club.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time on this. and then we'll read the whole thing on the show and kind of take credit for it.
What's the place in Flint? Is it Flint I'm thinking of, or
I don't know.
I don't even remember. Anyway.
Alan did mention he wanted to make sure he shouted out a place called Brewdogs. It's a Scottish brewery, and he said for sure check that out. And he said get the Elvis juice. I don't know what the Elvis juice is.
I don't want to know yet.
I don't want to know either.
Yep.
I'm excited to find out, though. So anyway, thank you, Alan, so much. That's so cool. Really appreciate all that feedback. If you would like to send us an email with anything you want us to talk about, or send us more inside information on where we can hang out with Skeet after the Horror Hound convention. Basically, we just want to hang out with Skeet Ulrich. That's all we want to do.
Please send us information on where we can.
I don't even know that we want to hang out with him. We just want to make sure. We just want to be able to say we're in the bar with Skeet. I don't even know if I want. I don't even know if I bother him.
Yeah.
I think I just want to be like, look, there's over there at that table is Skeet Ulrich, because it's funny. It's fun to me.
That's kind of how I am with celebrity sightings. I like to just be like, I like to go, hey, that guy's over there.
That's why you were such a big fan of going to WrestleMania.
The wrestling shows. I don't like to talk to these wrestlers.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the meet and greet. You want to just
I want to watch them from a distance in a bar.
In their natural. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I like to observe. I'm more of an observer than anything.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, if you would like to send us feedback, horrormovieyearbook@gmail.com. We are on Twitter @HMYearbook. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram and all the socials by searching for Horror Movie Yearbook. Tim, what are the game nerds up to right now? I hear they're doing a little horror themselves.
A nice little Valentine's Day episode. It dropped on Valentine's Day. They're talking about Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. You ever play the first one?
Nope.
Cool game. Didn't get much of a chance to play it, but it's very cool. Zombies and first person. And
is this a time-based game?
No.
What one of my
kind of.
Okay.
Kind of.
Because I'm so bad at those.
It's not time-based in the sense like where the game is timed. Where the game is like you have to beat it in under a certain. That's why I never could get into Dead Rising. I love the idea of Dead Rising, but there's like an internal clock.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's what you're thinking of. It pissed me off. Like, why can't I turn that off? I don't want to do that. I just want to take my time. Dying Light has a day-night system.
Okay.
So kind of like a lot of the Zelda games, I think, have a day-night system now.
Yeah, like you can sleep until a certain time and get up.
Right.
You'll have different obstacles.
Absolutely. Yep. Environment changes and stuff. With Dying Light, basically what you want to get back to a safe zone, like a home base, which you can build and create, I think, by expanding your reach. You want to get back to one of those before nighttime hits, because at night the zombies become like super fast and strong and stuff. So there's some really creepy moments where you're like, the sun is going down and I'm way farther away than I need to be.
Yeah.
So there's some fun stuff there. But yeah, trailer looked really cool. I saw it last night watching wrestling. They played the trailer on TV, and it looked really neat. So yeah, excited to hear about that.
They're also playing Pokemon Legends, Arceus. I still don't. I don't know.
I like to say Arceus.
Arceus.
I like Arceus.
Arceus.
It's like Dr. Zaius.
Yes. Dr. Zaius.
I knew you were going to do it. One of us was going to do it.
Pokemon Arceus.
Pokemon Arceus. All right. There you go. Listen to Horror Movie Yearbook for that kind of original content. You can only
some like high school parody songs. Yeah.
You can only get Arceus here. Awesome, man.
You ready to hop?
The hop. We're gonna hop in the time machine.
Yes. Hop with the time machine. Let's do it.
I'm ready. We are going back to 2000. Yeah. Well, there's a bit of a thing here.
Explanation here. So, House of the Devil came out. It was a festival movie. Yes. I think it had a limited theatrical run, but where we remember it from. And part of the reason why we wanted to do this tonight is because it's kind of a reevaluation from the first time I watched it, the first time we watched it. And I was not a huge fan of it. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But we're going to go back to February 2nd. Can never pronounce that month.
February.
I have my issues with pronunciation.
That's all right.
I've exhausted that on this podcast. But anyway, February 2nd. 2010, because that's when this came out on DVD and probably just DVD, right? I think it had a boutique VHS at some point.
Probably, yeah, but no, DVD was pretty much it at this point.
Right. It wouldn't have come out on Blu-ray.
The last VHS I remember getting at Family Video when I worked there was 40-Year-Old Virgin. It was the last VHS
I
tape
believe
I
the last VHS that was like produced like that was History of Violence. I want to say which is kind of amazing that it was a Cronenberg movie.
Rules.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Excellent.
So we're going back to 2010.
2010. Can you give me a time machine noise?
Ding ding. That's my Family Video. That's the when you have to go, hello, when the customer walked in. Remember they want. Do you remember that if you were with, not a store manager because they didn't really care that much, but like if you were with like a district, like if like one of the higher ups was visiting the store, and those were the worst days, man. Weren't they the worst? Yeah. I love how we can freely just talk about this stuff now because we're so far removed. Dude, if you didn't say hello when that thing dinged,
oh my gosh, they'd be
like, "Excuse me, can you?" Don't forget, like, come really.
Yeah, it was insane.
Insane. That place had a very cult-like atmosphere sometimes.
Totally did.
Anyway.
It totally did. Why didn't you say you didn't say hello to that person?
Yeah, like, I don't know, because I was busy doing 1,000 other things.
Yeah.
It wasn't personal. I'll say hi when they walk up. Don't worry.
Was it ever personal?
No.
That.
Not saying hello? No, I mean, if I didn't say hello, generally.
There were a couple times I saw someone come in and I went, I'm not going to say hello.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Luckily I remember the good customers a lot better than I remember the bad customers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, but I remember a couple bad ones.
Me too. But we're talking about the video because I have a February brochure. Now, what is the brochure? This is because this is your guide. To the video store, or at least my guide to family video.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, you walk in right in the front counter. Where we'd be ringing people up, you'd have a couple spots where you could pick up your family video brochure, and it would be like May of 2010 or whatever, right? And you'd have like a week-by-week breakdown because videos always came out on Tuesdays. That was New Movie Day. I don't know why. I don't know if that still is a thing. I'm not sure, but that's how it was back then. And so it would break down and other than date-wise, it wouldn't have any specific order to it that I could tell. Like the bigger movies were usually up top. And then if you're looking for some of like the lower budget, probably House of the Devil stuff, like you'd want to look towards the bottom of that given week.
Right.
But it would have a whole list of stuff you could check out.
So we're going to run through this brochure, and we're going to do it a little differently here. I just popped in my head what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
We're going to build an old rent 3, get 1 free bundle.
Oh,
but what we're going to do is, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to pick one from each week, a movie from each week in February of 2010. And then at the end, because I don't know how you used to do your rent 3, get 1 free.
There was a deal at Family Video where you could rent 3 new releases and get 1 free.
The way I used to do it is the first 3 movies were ones that I really wanted to watch, and that 4th one was like a bonus to where if I got around to it. So when we get to it, we're going to pick out the 3 that we really want to watch, and then we're going to put that one as like, oh, this is the one.
I like that approach. I feel like I took that approach at some point. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're going to do the second, Amelia, which is an Amelia Earhart movie I do not remember.
Oh, okay.
House of the Devil. House of the Devil is what we'll be talking about. Love Happens, starring Jennifer Aniston and Aaron Eckhart. Did you ever see this one? No, there was. I'm not gonna lie. In the early 2, there were so many Aaron Eckhart movies that all looked very similar.
Aaron Eckhart's one of those actors that I always like think about Family Video when I think of him, because he was so big during that
very prevalent
during that span of time that I worked there. That for sure.
Ong Bak, the Tony Jaa sequel.
The second one.
Okay. Ong Bak 2. Excuse me. Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Planet Hulk, the animated feature.
That was pretty good.
Triangle, which was a horror movie. Was that a found footage?
I've seen it, I think. I don't remember anything about it. Was that with Melissa?
Melissa George, yeah.
I think it was a miniseries or something, isn't it?
What's that?
Isn't it a miniseries? It's not even a movie, is it?
No, I think it's a movie.
Is it? Okay, I must be mixing it up with something else.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't see this. I don't know.
Universal Soldier Regeneration, which is one of those later Universal Soldier sequels that I quite like, actually. The Wanda Sykes stand-up special, I'ma Be Me, and then Zombieland came out. This is a pretty good week, right?
Yeah, that's a good week. It's a good week.
So what's your pick from this batch?
It beats Zombieland.
Okay.
I would rent Zombieland. Yes.
So you've rented Zombieland. It's out for me. I've gone in there. That's okay because I'm going to rent Universal Soldier Regeneration.
Excellent choice.
Yes. Because I've already seen Zombieland in the theater.
Actually, I did too, so maybe I should. Whatever.
All right. The next week, the 9th. Couples Retreat, starring Vince Vaughn and Kristen Bell.
Oh, that is not a good movie.
It's the one where they go and they go to like they're couples and they're on a retreat because
that's a bad
fighting.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Steven Seagal and A Dangerous Man.
Oh man, there were so many Seagal movies. Like direct-to-video ones.
This is one of those, This is one of those where they found they had a picture of Steven Seagal and they've just kind of thrown him on the poster.
I'm not even convinced he's in the movie.
Dante's Inferno, which looks like an animated
That was an animated movie based on a game called Dante's Inferno based on a PlayStation game, which was kind of a God of War type game. It was pretty sweet.
A movie called Endgame, which is weird because I just jumped on IMDb to look it up real quick, and there's an NBC show coming out called Endgame, and there's a giant...
Oh, that's weird.
There's a giant thing. Endgame movie. I don't know. I don't even know what this is because it's not even first up on IMDb.
Interesting.
I'm not going to look too far into it, and I can't click on it really because this is an Internet Archive. I Hate Valentine's Day with Nia Vardalos and John Corbett.
Okay. What a reunion.
Yeah, that's a big fat Greek wedding reunion, right? Is what that is?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I did not title this, so do not get me in trouble here. Midgets versus Mascots.
Okay. Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking like, wow.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
It's probably pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The Penguins of Madagascar, which I hated because it would always be playing at the video store.
Okay.
A Serious Man, which is the Coen Brothers movie. A Serious Moonlight with Meg Ryan and Timothy Hutton. I remember that video cover.
Yeah.
Stepfather with Dylan Baker. The Stepfather and The Time Traveler's Life. This is not as good of a week, honestly.
Yeah. I'd probably rent The Stepfather. Okay. Out of morbid curiosity.
I guess. You know what? Oh, no. I remember now. I saw Serious Man in the theater, so that's out of here. I'm not going to do that. I'll rent... No, I've already got one action movie in my bid. I guess I'm stuck with The Time Traveler's Wife.
There you go. You were thinking about renting Seagal, right?
I would think about renting Seagal, but that would mean I'd have to put back Universal Soldier.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't seen... Take it back. I haven't seen Couples Retreat. I'm going to rent that. I want a comedy in my bed.
Okay.
No, I don't. We're going back to The Time Traveler's Wife because I just went to the next week and I want a comedy from there.
Excellent.
All right, February 16th, Black Dynamite.
That's what you want.
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie so much. Cabin Fever 2, Spring Fever. Is that Ty West?
Yes.
That's the one he took his name off of, I believe.
Yes.
So double.
Interesting.
From Mexico with Love, which is an Antonio Banderas boxing movie.
Okay.
Good Hair, which is the Chris Rock documentary.
Okay, yep.
Halo Legends, animated feature.
All right.
Law Abiding Citizen, which is a pre-Dynamite special. AEW on TNT. They run it all the time.
Yep.
Or they used to. There used to be a pre-Dynamite special, but that's the Jamie Foxx and
Gerard Butler
jam. Remarkable Power. I don't remember that. And then there's a Scooby-Doo Abracadabra movie. What are you renting here?
Law-abiding citizen for sure.
And I've got Black Dynamite. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last week of the month here, The Box. This is the Richard Kelly, Cameron Diaz movie. Dead Snow, which is the zombie movie. Double Identity. I don't remember that one. Everybody's Fine, which is a Robert... Oh, my God. This is the Robert De Niro, Drew Barrymore, and Sam Rockwell cover that haunted me for a while.
Oh, it's horrific. Yeah.
Because it is one of the worst Photoshops. The Informant, which is the Soderbergh Matt Damon movie.
Okay.
Motherhood, which is the Uma Thurman movie, where she's like,
okay,
my mom, I'm stressed. The Trailer Park Boys movie, the Sorority Row remake, Nurse Jackie Season 1, The Vampire's Assistant, or Wrong Side of Town with Dave Bautista and Rob Van Dam, which I saw and is not that bad, honestly.
Oh, man.
What do you got from this one?
Well, what were the first couple again?
The Box and Dead Snow and Double Identity, and then Matt Damon's Informant.
I'd probably rent Dead Snow.
Okay. I'm going to rent the Sorority Row remake.
I actually think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun, and I don't have a horror movie, actually. So, all right, let's recap, because then you're going to do you're going to pick. By the way, there's, I don't know if you remember on the old Family Video website, there's entertainment news on the side.
Oh, my.
One of these headlines is, The Way Home shows the emotional range of Dean Cain.
They did yeah.
Mel Gibson will not be making a cameo in The Hangover 2. Is that news? Like, that just seems like something that was not going to happen.
He was supposed to.
Oh, was that what it is?
Yeah. I remember this now. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was going to be in it, and then people got all pretty upset about it. Yeah,
some blowback, because that would have been around the time that this was really taking hold. All right, so you have your picks are Zombieland.
Yeah.
The Stepfather.
Yeah. Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding citizen. And what's the last one?
Dead Snow.
Dead Snow. What's your free one here.
My free in that batch?
Yeah.
The Stepfather's the free one.
What's the one you're most excited to watch?
Zombieland.
Zombieland. Okay.
Again. Yeah.
Fair enough. And mine was Universal Soldier Regeneration. The Time Traveler's Wife. That's my free one. That one was just like, I gotta get this. Black Dynamite and Sorority Row remake. So I'm gonna I'm probably gonna double feature Black Dynamite and the Sorority Row remake, and then I will watch Universal Generation, and then I will forget to watch the Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta figure.
That's not even gonna get watched.
Before we move on here, I have to figure out what this movie is.
Which movie?
The Time Traveler's Wife.
That was the one with
Charlize.
No, that isn't it. That's the Astronaut's wife.
No, this is the Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only renting this, I guess. Like if I got a nice little like a date coming over.
Sure.
So movie night.
Why not?
Eric Bana.
Yeah, you were thinking of the Astronaut's wife. That weird 90s thriller with Johnny Depp and Charlize Theron. That's a strange film.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah.
So is The Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah, also strange. Excellent. Great choices all around.
We're talking about The House of the Devil, which was also on that list. What the reason we're talking about this is I wanted to pick a movie that I hadn't seen since it came out and that I had a really negative reaction to at the time of its release.
This is one of our few full-on disagreements we've ever had, I think, about a movie.
Yeah.
Where, I was pretty no, Tim. And you were pretty no also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not like this movie. I watched it about the time I watched it on DVD around the time it came out because this movie, and I'll get into my initial reaction to it, and I'm going to throw to you for yours. But I remember the hype around this movie being pretty big, and it was one of those things when I was on the internet, on movie sites all the time. If I was on the internet, I was looking at movie sites, and I was looking at movie reviews, and I was looking at message boards, and I was looking at people going to festivals and reporting back, and I was, Ain't It Cool News, Chud, Dark Horizons, all those different websites. I was on those constantly, and I was looking at people's reviews of these things, and this thing got really, really good reviews. This is one of the first examples I can think of, for me at least, one of those smaller festival type horror movies, kind of blowing up, and then me seeing it and going what's all the fuss about? What are you guys talking about? The other thing too, so I sat down, I watched I did not like it at all. The other thing too, around my time of watching that played into my initial reaction is I was very impressionable at the time in 2010. So I would read a review from someone that I normally agreed with, and their review a lot of the times would seep into my head and it would become gospel for me, and I would dig in my heels and I would use that as kind of backup, no, this is why and this was why, and I'd be pulling from that review. So the other thing too is I was still in my formative years, but this was also around the time when I was maybe talking to people about movies. I was stepping outside of my comfort zone a little bit too, because I grew up a horror fan watching horror movies, and I could be very protective of the genre in some ways. So when this hit with someone who wasn't a horror fan, they'd be they would point to this movie as kind of oh, that's really good. I'm no, you got to see this. This is lame. This is just ripping off better movies.
Yes.
So I was very much that kind of person too. Very, very awful. Just annoying as hell, I'm sure. But I think a lot of this played into my reaction, because as I watch it now, I'm a little bit lighter on it. I don't dislike it at all. In fact, I like quite a bit of it. So I have reevaluated it. I still have my issues with it. But Willie, what was your reaction initially to The House of the Devil?
Man, yeah, for me, I remember thinking, sitting down and watching it, and at the time, just feeling like it was really a breath of fresh air to me. And maybe I hadn't seen as much of the indie stuff that was coming out at that point in time. I hadn't given enough of it a chance. But this one, I was man, this feels like kind of a throwback. It's very much a throwback. It's intended to be in a lot of ways. But it also felt fresh because of that to me. And I remember thinking I felt like, though there had been some really solid horror, over the course of the preceding few years, I felt like this one was like, man, okay, we have a strong, clearly a strong low budget, but a strong low budget horror movie, and I hope I can see more of this. And I remember thinking like Ty West is somebody to watch for sure, and being excited about whatever he was going to do next. And I think that for the most part, I think that still holds true for the most part. I enjoyed it right out of the gate. I would agree with anybody who says it definitely is a bit on the slow side. It definitely takes its time getting to anything that would be considered straight horror. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I was a fan for sure.
And like you kind of briefly touched on here, this is one of those first, and we've talked about a little bit, like the Mumblegore is what they've...
Yeah.
That kind of low-budget, character-driven indie horror movie that really kind of, around this time, this is one of the early examples of it, and probably one of the better examples of it, too, because it is very low-budget, and it is very obviously influenced.
Sure.
It wears its influences on it.
Halloween feels like an influence in this one to me. That's certainly one of the movies that I go, okay, this feels very Halloween.
Right.
So.
But, I mean, filmmakers like Joe Swanberg and Adam Wingard kind of as well. So a lot of guys that are doing bigger stuff now as well, too. So
yeah.
The Duplass brothers have done a couple horror, but they've
done a couple things. Yeah,
they've spun like a lot of it spun out of like the Mumblecore is what it was in those late 2000s, early 2010s is kind of what it came up. So yeah, this time around, just my general thoughts on it. I like it a lot better than I did. This is only the second time I've ever watched this movie because I rolled my eyes. I think that it is... I'm still not super crazy about it. It's very padded in the middle. I think the middle portion is very fatty. It feels like something that is a short film with a strong beginning and end that they've just added minutes to, basically, to make it feature length. I don't have too much of an issue with some of the stuff that happens in the middle. The problem I have is it doesn't add a lot of tension. It's just kind of her walking around and playing pool, and like I don't feel as if there's any sense of dread. She's just kind of doing things and listening to music and all sorts of stuff. So, but we talked about you mentioned it being kind of a slow burn, and it is very slow, but I do think it at least delivers enough in the finale and the climax that's what you have to do for me. It's like if you're gonna go slow with it, you've got to deliver something at the end of it. Mm-hmm. So something cool and something kind of crazy. And I think this movie does enough of it. And the 80s nostalgia is, I think, one of the things that was pointed to about this movie, and some of it kind of irritates me still.
Yeah, agreed. Like the title sequence and stuff like that feels too much for me.
A little bit too.
Unless you're Tarantino, I feel like don't do that stuff.
Yeah, it's a little bit too cute, but there is kind of that whole satanic panic stuff going on that plays into the movie, and that was going around because I think this movie's set in '83, and that was kind of blowing up around the time too. So, a satanic panic of the '70s and '80s. So, yeah, Willie, what about this time? You said you liked it as well. You still like it?
Yeah, I still do.
More or less?
I like it about the same, maybe slightly less, and I only mean that. I only say that because I think that this is kind of a prototype for a lot of the lower budget, more independent horror stuff that we would see in the following decade. And I think a lot of those movies accomplished what House the Devil was trying to do even better than House the Devil did. So I think in retrospect, there's a lot of movies like that, right? That they're the first, but they aren't necessarily the best of their type. They're an early example, but people are able to improve on that style of filmmaking and that kind of, I think without movies like House the Devil, and there's a couple other ones that I think right around the same time that are equally as important to kind of the resurgence of lower budget horror movies. But I don't think we'd have movies like Autopsy of Jane Doe. I think I mentioned that to you, or Devil's Candy, and those are a couple of examples of like lower budget horror movies that have like blown me away in the last out of the last decade or so, and so I think there's a lot. I think Ty West and this movie are a lot of praise for, I think, proving that there was a place for these types of movies again. Like, movies that didn't need a studio backing, because we had plenty of great studio horror as well. I mean, there's lots of cool studio horror over the last 10 years. But
a lot of that, it's people coming from this horror that have graduated up this, and that's a good. I want to bring up the time frame too, because we're getting a lot of those slick Platinum Dunes remake style movies around this time too, right? We're getting the torture porn stuff, and that's kind of what's going on in the big budget. We're found footage as well, so this is a little bit. It's
almost
different.
A counterculture to what was going on with the studio stuff at the time, and I'm not saying the studio stuff was bad necessarily. I'm just saying it was not. It was very obviously focused on one thing. You know, a lot of the J-horror remakes were happening at the time. We were kind of on a downslope from that, but they were still happening. Like you said, the slasher remakes and the horror remakes were still kind of rolling at that time. So yeah, I mean, it was.
And a lot of these filmmakers around this time, those independent filmmakers, are showing their influences being kind of those masters of the 70s and 80s. And that's kind of how that will carry us into what we've kind of gone into now, which is like stuff like the Halloween remake and all that. So
yeah, for sure. So no, I still enjoy it quite a bit. You know, like I said, it is a little too slow for its own good at times, if I'm being completely honest. I do think that ultimately the climax does work for me. You know, like I said, it has been done. I think similar versions of this story or vibes have been done better since, but that shouldn't be necessarily knocking this movie. A complete knock against the movie, because I think it still holds up pretty well. So, yeah.
Yes. Ty West has gone on. He did a couple movies after this. The Innkeepers, The Sacrament. He did a segment on VHS, but he's done some TV, too, and I've liked a couple of... he worked on The Scream Show, which I like quite a bit, and The Exorcist show as well.
I think he did the Scream episode where the guy gets killed by the Thresher, like the... Remember that guy getting...
so, yeah, because I was taken aback. Yeah,
because we were both like, what?
And I remember going, this is Ty West. This is this is the first Ty West thing I've liked.
This is way more fun than Ty West should have been.
Yeah. So anyway, but I do think, honestly, I think I'm looking forward to, he's got a movie called X coming out this year. That is, I butchered the description of this real quick, so I want to...
Oh. Yeah.
It's in 1979, so it's another period piece, but it's a group of young filmmakers setting out to make an adult film in rural Texas when their hosts catch them in the act and they fight for their lives, basically. The trailer looked pretty cool, so
sweet.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to it, because I do think maybe some of the TV structure might be kind of interesting to see. He's done a lot of TV these last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So it might be kind of interesting to see how he's grown as a director, so... and I know people, I don't think I didn't like The Innkeepers very much, and a lot of people did, but I think I liked his segment on VHS. I never got around to seeing The Sacrament, though.
Sacrament's good. My only issue with The Sacrament is it's a relatively accurate, like, depiction of the Jim Jones, Jonestown thing, and if you go into it knowing a lot about the Jonestown stuff, you might not enjoy it as much, purely because you've already kind of... I've watched a lot of documentaries. I'm fascinated by cults. I find it fascinating and terrifying. But I find myself watching documentaries about these because it's super fascinating to me. So I knew kind of everything there is to know at this point, it feels like, about Jim Jones. So by the time I got around to The Sacrament, I was like, this is good. But it feels like a dramatization of... like an actual, I don't know. So, your mileage may vary. Yeah.
Let's jump into the plot.
We should mention, there's not a lot of plot or character here, so this is probably not going to take us terribly long to get through. We're going to spend a lot of time on the subject of pizza, I think.
Yeah, we've got some pizza stuff coming up. That's going to be pretty fun. It is 1983, though. Frustrated with living in the dorms with her oversexed and messy roommate, Samantha Hughes. With her messy roommate, Samantha Hughes, played by Jocelyn Donahue, rents a small apartment. Although the landlady, played by Dee Wallace, agrees not to charge her a deposit, Samantha still needs to come up with $300 for the first month's rent. She answers an advertisement for a babysitter. The man who placed the ad tells her that he and his wife need her that night while they attend a party to watch the lunar eclipse. The moon will be entirely in the Earth's shadow at midnight. Although he behaves oddly on the phone, Samantha's desperation leads her to accept the offer. All right, so that's like the first part of the movie. I got to talk to you about this. You see a sock on the door. And I know it's early morning.
What, the roommates? Yeah.
So what do? You see a sock on the door. You hear what's going on there. Do you knock until they answer, or you just go finish your walk?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to take that long. Just walk around a bit.
These are college guys. Yeah, college guys, college ladies.
This is not going to be a
go get a coffee.
A tantra situation. It's going to be
This is an early morning wake up quickie, basically.
Yeah.
What's happening.
I'm not like, should we do this before I leave for the day? Like before I take off? Yeah, why not?
This is I woke up like this.
Let's go for it.
Let's get rid of it.
This will be really easy. This is really easy for both of us.
So she sits there. This may have been why I had an issue with this movie too at the time. She sits there and she knocks on the door like a maniac until like she finally gives up. And I'm just sitting there like, hey, leave them alone. They were courteous enough to put a sock on the door to let you know what was going on.
They could have said nothing, done nothing.
You ever get the old sock on the door?
No, not that specifically. I'm trying to think if there was ever a situation where I was told to see myself out. Probably at some point. I don't know that I ever... See, I never lived in a dorm or on a campus or anything like that, so I never really had a situation where I had a roommate in that sense. When I had roommates, I lived with a couple guys for a long time. It was in a house. So everybody... You weren't just going to walk into your buddy's bedroom. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If the door was shut and someone's girlfriend or a lady whatever was over, and you just...
Even if nobody... If their door was shut, I'd be like...
You just leave it alone.
Yeah, they want privacy.
I
wouldn't knock on it.
Unless it's like something you need.
If I needed help with something and I was like, hey, John, are you here? Or hey, whoever, are you here? Like, I'd knock on the door. Or I'd text them and say, yo, you awake? Or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah. Obviously, she couldn't text anybody, but, this is period. But, no, I would not bang in the door. No.
What do you know about lunar eclipses? You a big lunar eclipse guy?
I mean, I know that the moon is blocked out by the sun, right?
Yeah, or sun is blocked out.
What's that?
Oh, the lunar eclipses, yeah.
Or the
solar eclipses, the sun is
blocked by the moon, yeah.
What's the one where you got to get the glasses from 7-Eleven?
Solar.
Do you remember when our past president looked directly in the eclipse? One of our more recent presidents.
One of my favorite photographs of all time. The best.
Oh, God, that was good.
I like to think that he was like, I'm going to prove that this can't hurt me. And he's just like, let's just do it. But then I was like, no, he probably just didn't.
Didn't someone run him glasses or something? Didn't someone hand him glasses?
Yeah, he was like,
his wife?
What are you doing? Everybody around him was wearing glasses. I was like, what is he doing?
You ever get the 7-Eleven?
No.
I think
maybe I did. I did not. Somebody I know had an extra pair, and they're like, you want this? And I'm like, yeah, because you can't get them anywhere.
So you get those for a solar eclipse. For a lunar eclipse is when you start sacrificing people.
Yeah.
You don't sacrifice...
You can look right at it.
Yeah.
But just make sure you're killing a virgin or something when
you don't sacrifice anybody during a solar eclipse.
No, just look at it with the cool glasses. Get yourself a Slurpee and some glasses. Do you trust the 7-Eleven as a manufacturer of glasses that are supposed to protect your eyeballs from burning sun rays?
No, but I think I've used them before because they're very cheap.
Are you good though? Are you?
No, the thing is, I'm like legally almost blind without contacts anyway, so I'm just like, what's it gonna hurt?
At this point,
I'm just finishing the job earlier.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I remember I got because we had a solar eclipse at work one time, up at where the office where we used to work in.
Sure, yeah.
I remember I bought some and they were like the cheap kind, and I think someone saw me with them like, hey, dude, take this outside. Take these outside. I know you got those from 7-Eleven, but 7-Eleven is just trying to make a quick buck.
Oh yeah, that's where I borrowed somebody's. That's right. That's where I borrowed somebody's because I didn't have any, and I'm like, somebody's like, here, take these, and I'm like, these look sweet.
They were like welding style stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like welder's goggles. Like I felt like I was going into the mines or something. I don't know. That's pretty rad though.
The last thing I want to mention
I don't know what that means
about this beginning, and you mentioned the title card. I kind of like the title card a little better, just the look of it. But that moving in stereo ripoff that they put together by the Cars.
It's a bit much.
Apparently it was, the guy who worked on it, he threw it together like because he wanted it moving in stereo, but they probably couldn't get the rights to the Cars moving in stereo. And I don't think it's not my favorite. Just pick a different song you can get the rights to.
You a Cars fan?
Yeah, but I'm not. It's pretty basic. My favorite Rick Ocasek stuff. For me, he produced a lot of good Weezer albums.
Yeah.
He was really in with Weezer. So
yeah,
you a Cars guy?
Yeah, my 3-year-old daughter's a huge Cars fan.
Okay,
like big, like she wants to just like play. What is the song? God, my brain just shut off for a second there. Maybe it was the sunlight finally getting in my eyes. Yeah, I don't know. She requests the Cars, and she likes it. Shake It Up. That's the one she likes. Shake It Up. Shake It Up. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Moving in Stereo is a good song. They should.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Best Friends. I'm looking at car songs.
Best Friends, good. Yeah, they got some good jams.
Samantha's best friend, Megan, played by Greta Gerwig.
Which I forgot.
Drives her to the job. We're about to talk about Greta here.
Greta's like a big indie
she just did
director now.
Yeah, she did The Little Women.
Big time.
Yeah, she's big time now. And she's married to Noah Baumbach, I believe.
Yeah, right, yeah. She's big time. Yeah, no, she did some. She started off as like an indie actress, did a lot of like the smaller budget, like this kind of stuff, like independent stuff, film festival stuff and things like that, and then like just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
She's not like a mainstream actress or even director necessarily. Well, I guess Little Women. I mean,
Little Women was
but that
was one of her first. Yeah,
she's kind of worked her way to that. It's really cool to see her career kind of.
She did a movie called Frances Ha that I like quite a bit.
Yeah,
I think
Frances Ha. Yeah,
I think that was something she directed. It was fun. I liked it. I like Greta Gerwig. So she drives her job, which is at a secluded house in the woods. There, Mr. Ullman, played by Tom Noonan, the man who placed the ad, reveals that Samantha will not be babysitting, but taking care of his elderly mother-in-law. Samantha tries to back out, but when Mr. Ullman offers her $400, she agrees to stay over Megan's objections. Megan leaves. On the drive home, she stops at a nearby cemetery to have a smoke. When her lighter malfunctions, a young man, Victor, A.J. Bowen, who's in a ton of...
Love A.J. Bowen.
Yes.
He's in a bunch of Mumblegore stuff.
Yep. Yes. Suddenly appears in the window and offers her a light, and then asks her if she's the babysitter. When she says no, Victor shoots her in the face, killing her.
Got two things to talk about here. This headshot's an all-timer. It's insanity.
It is good.
It comes out of nowhere, and the whole face, it blows up.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Sorry, Greta. Thing number 2, love Tom Noonan. Big fan. Always love to see him pop up. If I showed up and Tom Noonan answered the door for any job I was doing, I would turn around and walk away.
You got to get away.
No, you don't trust Tom Noonan. Tom Noonan was the Frankenstein's monster in The Monster Squad, of course.
Yes.
One of my favorite movies. And also has a great supporting role in one of my other favorite movies, Heat.
He's in Heat. He's in RoboCop 2.
I don't remember in RoboCop 2. He's great in Manhunter as well, which was the original Hannibal Lecter movie.
He's worked with Michael Mann a couple times, right?
Yep.
What was he? He was... I looked it up because it was bothering me. He's in The Last Action Hero. He plays the Ripper.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Which is a very scary performance. That scared me a lot
as a kid, yeah.
I'm a big Last Action Hero fan.
It's sweet.
Yeah, that
sweet. Movie rules.
Ahead of its time.
But you don't goof around with Tom Noonan. You walk away.
All right, let's do this now.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the pizza.
Okay.
So we're bringing this up for a couple.
There's multiple pizzas in this movie.
There's a lot of pizzas, but I think the most memorable pizza stuff is with Greta Gerwig. What is she doing? What is her strategy with eating this pizza?
Tim, I don't understand. Well, the whole situation is strange. That whole scene is weird. They're sitting down together at this pizza place, and she's eating her pizza. But she's taking bites out of random spots on the pizza, it seems like.
She's ripping off parts of it.
She's also biting like the side of the slice.
Yes.
Like not the front where you usually, it's not the apex, not the point of the triangle.
Yeah.
Where people usually start.
And this is not a Pizza Hut one where they told you to eat it backwards because of the cheese crust.
And even if it wasn't that, like even though it's not, I would accept it. Like maybe she likes to eat a pizza backwards. I'm not going to judge. Different strokes, different folks. What is it? Yeah.
Yes.
But she's like biting the side of it, and then it's like eating a hot dog, not from one of the ends. It'd be like eating a hot dog in the center.
Yeah, or like the people that eat the burritos in the middle.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
That is actually not a bad strategy, though, because then you can dump the hot sauce if you're a hot sauce person. You bite in the middle of a burrito, you dump the hot sauce in there, you just keep going.
Really?
Yeah, but then like it comes to part in the end. Never mind. Let's strike that from.
I gotta let that simmer. But so she's doing this, and then she complains that the pizza sucks, and then she takes her friend's slice,
yes,
and starts eating that like a maniac too.
Yes.
Then she starts pulling it she's tearing pieces off of, like you said, like small bite size. You know, like I cut up slices of pizza for my daughter,
right,
who's 3,
right,
because a slice of pizza, like I mean, I'm sure she can handle a full slice, but like I want to make sure she enjoys, dipping little slices. She likes to dip it in ranch. She's like her dad, little dip in ranch there. So I cut it into smaller pieces. She's got kind of like pizza sticks almost.
Yeah.
She's 3. And Greta Gerwig is pulling off weird clumps of. It's weird.
It is very.
And this is a scene that's gotten attention before. Like people have talked about this whole pizza thing before.
Well, the thing is, this is the second time I've watched it, and this time I couldn't do it. There's exposition in the scene. There's plot in the scene, and
a fair amount.
I can't pay attention to any of it because it's so distracting how she's eating this pizza.
It's weird.
It's the most.
And she's chewing loudly.
She's going to town on this pizza. It looks delicious.
It's a good-looking pizza.
It is good-looking pizza. Is this the most distracting pizza eating or pizza-related thing since Cobra when he cut the pizza with scissors?
Cobra when he cuts the pizza with scissors is a lot. It's a lot because there's never an explanation.
Takes me out of the movie.
It's
the rest
insane.
Of the movie. Like, why did that guy do that?
It takes a while for me to get back. I love Cobra though. I know you do too. I'm sure.
Yes.
It's not distracting, but there's a great pizza eating scene in that second Ninja Turtles movie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the opening with the cool songs are playing?
Pizza too, yeah.
Yeah, Kino's gonna go deliver pizzas, and like the one lady, she bites into it and she like pulls it off, and the cheese is like, and I like, for like the next 3 or 4 minutes of the movie, I just keep thinking about the pizza.
You're like, I got hungry.
And then the Waxwork. Shout out to Waxwork Records. They're not getting paid by them to do this, but they're awesome, and you should check them out. They have they did the Ninja Turtles 2 soundtrack on vinyl, and so the track list, that track is called New York Pizza, and I was like, all right, they know what's up. Anyway, so yeah, she's a maniac.
So let's do this. I want to do the segment real quick. Actually,
Okay.
This might not be real. Well, it'll be quick enough.
Sure.
I want to, in honor of the delicious Batman Calzony that has taken.
You've had the Batman Calzony.
I have had. I've had two. I've had a crazy Calzony and a Batman Calzony.
About the same thing.
They're the same thing. The crazy Calzony was better, but I don't think it was Batman. I think it's where I got the crazy Calzony from. Is a better Little Caesars.
Where'd you get the Batman one? Here?
The Batman one was here.
Oh no.
The crazy one was up north. And
you are brave to get a Batman Calzony at this one, buddy.
Here, I got a. Alex told me, the founder told me the same thing. I got a stomach of steel. Nothing hurts this.
You must,
boy.
buddy, because
nothing hurts
I've
this.
never had worse issues from a whatever. That's a terrible Little Caesars. Anyway,
my wife got super sick from that Little Caesars. Not me.
No.
Not me. She I was worried. I was like, I got to take you to the hospital if you don't get any better. And I'm sitting here, but. Not me. So the Batman Crazy Calzony is it's shaped like Batman. Someone compared it to a pad, like a maxi pad, because that's what it looks like.
I really appreciate, real quick, I just want to mention my neighbor next door, who waits until 9:30 to start snow blowing his entire driveway right next to my and my child's bedroom windows when he's retired and has nowhere to be in the morning. Thanks, pal. Moving on. Sorry.
So your child will be waking up very soon.
Yeah, pretty psyched about it.
So let's do this pizza segment. What we want to do is we want to create some horror-themed pizzas, much like the Batman Calzony, for some horror icons. I'm going to get us started here. It's because I've got 5 of them. You got some here? Or are you going to
I'm going to wing
them?
it, buddy.
You're going to wing it?
I'm winging it, yep.
Yes. All right, so my first one here is a classic. It's Demon's Damn Enchilada Pizza. So what I'm thinking is this is Demon from Friday the 13th. He's the one that goes to the bathroom. That's part 5. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's part 5. He goes to the bathroom. He goes, these damn enchiladas. He runs to the bathroom.
So it's almost because they've had plenty of Mexican pizzas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that, or
so this is gonna have chicken, enchilada sauce, poblano peppers, onion, green chilies.
Ooh.
This really needs to be kind of sloppy though, kind of like a gas station style enchilada. Something like really kind of like you regret eating, obviously, as Demon does.
Yeah.
But like you eat it anyway because it's a damn fine enchilada pizza. What do you got? What's yours?
Excellent. So I was thinking, I want to think of something for Freddie, right? Because I thought Freddie seems like a pizza guy. Like he seems like the kind of guy who'd get down on some pizza. And I was thinking like
there is a pizza in one of them, right, with the meatballs.
That's right. That's right. So I was going to go, because Freddie's face looks like straight up sausage. It's going to be an Italian sausage topped pizza, but I mean really, really topped, like extra Italian sausage. But it was going to be a well done pizza. Some folks like the crust a little bit crispier, and I'm not talking about a thin crust. A crispier, more well done with that slight burnt taste, and it's Freddy. So it's
yes.
But he would have sausage on it, no question, and it would have banana peppers on it. Because Freddy he's not a jalapeno,
right?
But he's got a little bit of spice. So yeah, it'd be sausage and banana peppers for Freddy. But if the crust would have to be not black, but blackened. Maybe like a wood fire.
Yeah, kind of like I like that.
Yeah.
The next thing I've got is it's not really a pizza itself. It's a pizza ball. It's the Critters pizza ball. So this, of course, is inspired by the Critters ball in Critters number 2. They make these things called pizza bombs, and they're just basically rolled up pizzas. So what I'm thinking is,
interesting.
You just put a bunch of them.
Never heard of this, by the way.
Yeah, like you could do it. I think what's Eric Andre? I think he had like a stoner cooking show or something.
Eric Andre rules.
Yeah, I was looking around and you just put it in a big ball and like you just gotta eat it like a pizza ball. But you put a bunch of these maybe in a bowl or something, and maybe I don't know. I'm not like an expert in cooking, but maybe you put some sort of glaze on it to make them stick together, like something that makes them stick that would like fit well. I don't know if I like a honey glaze or something.
Okay,
but something that would make them stick together in a ball, so you could just kind of pull them out. So.
Interesting.
That's my Critters pizza ball.
I was gonna. My next pizza would be, the Killer Clowns, like a sweet treat pizza.
Yeah.
Now we've had dessert pizzas
also
before.
Another movie with a pizza scene. They show up and they have the pizza. They open it. Well, clowns pops out.
That's right.
Yep.
Good call, man. How I
remember my.
That was not intentional, by the way. But so we've had plenty of dessert pizzas in the past. I think I think a lot of pizza places now do like the chocolate chip cookie pizza, basically.
A big thing.
Or it's a big thing. So, but I'm talking about this is like a sweets pizza. This is like all the stuff you got on a Halloween night in your goodie bag on a pizza, just like a decadent. Like now, you'd have to start with some sort of. Maybe a graham cracker crust base, or I'm trying to think of another good bread, another sweet bread that you could use. Probably a graham cracker crust, and you would use like a pie, like a cream cheese icing for your cheese layer, or a chocolate icing, whatever you prefer. Now you could go one of two ways. You could get kind of crazy and go with more of like a savory sweets. So we're talking like your chocolates, your creams, your pretzels, that kind of the peanuts, things like that mix it up. Or you could go like fruity sweets, and you could get crazy and throw like it'd be like Skittles and like sour worms and shit on the pizza.
Yeah,
like this is like
because I feel like that's like a Killer Clowns thing to do. Is like those really like tart like.
That would be what I would go more so. Now,
would you mess with cotton candy?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you could do is you could do a little cotton candy layer over the crust. So that's your final bite, is that little bit of cotton candy. Now I don't know how well that's going to go with graham cracker.
No, but this you don't. I mean,
it doesn't matter.
You order this because it's wacky. It's crazy.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This
so that'd be the fun of it. Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to do my dessert pizza next then too. This is called Candyman's Sweet Home Chicago Pizza.
Okay.
This is a Candyman. So it's very similar to yours. Mine is going to be Mars Wrigley. The company was based in Chicago. I think they're moving out of that, but of course Wrigley Field. But it's all one. So what I've got is kind of like a chocolate style pizza. With M&M's, Three Musketeers, Twix, Mars, Milky Way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just throw it all on there. But here's the kicker, and here's what makes it the Candyman. Top it off with a little drizzle of honey on top.
Honey drizzle.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that. You got to have that touch. That's important.
Yes. So
excellent stuff.
There's my dessert pizza. You got any more on the spot here? We'll do a couple more, because I've got two more. One of them's quick, and one of them's very long.
My only thought was that you can do an Antonio Bay... like a
seafood style?
pizza.
Yeah, dude, I've been looking for seafood pizzas.
You try
Amici's. What do they got? What is it like?
They got shrimp ones.
They got a shrimp.
They have a barbecue shrimp pizza. It's got barbecue sauce, caramelized onions, shrimp. Dude, I was like in heaven. It ruled.
I gotta try Amici's. Okay.
It's really they have a legit like seafood pizza too, where it's like cod and stuff like that, and I think they use like not a tartar sauce, but I think it's more of a mayo base for the sauce.
Okay.
but try that.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll keep that. So,
but an Antonio Bay slice, where it's. But I want to fold. I want you to be able to fold it up like a New York style slice because you want it to look like it's a ship sailing the sea, like a pirate ship sailing the sea. You want a big, nice, bold fold style slice, but a little bit of imitation crab on there. Not real crab. We're not getting that fancy. Little imitation crab.
That's gonna drive up the price.
Yeah, you can't do that. What kind of fish? Like a haddock. Or
Antonio Bay is over by the.
Trying to think of what's good
Atlantic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
no, it's by the Pacific because it's California there.
Oh, I couldn't remember if it was Maine or.
It's Cali. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean the film was shot in California. I believe it. I think Antonio Bay was. I think it takes place in California.
Okay.
I have to look it up.
So we're looking for like a fish.
What's a nice
Pacific Ocean fish?
But something that's affordable. Something that you'd put on a pizza without feeling guilty for it.
I'm looking. List of boy.
But yeah, some imitation crab on there.
You've got salmon, you've got wild-caught salmon, you've got Pacific halibut, you've got
halibut,
rainbow
nice.
trout, you've got tuna, trout, cod, mackerel.
I like the halibut. Some halibut, little shrimp on there, so like a nice seafood kind of medley on there.
Oh, of course you've got sardines as well.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. What about anchovies?
You could put anchovies on there if you want a little saltiness.
I think that's what most. Yeah.
But you use an Alfredo base. Sauce base instead of like a red, so like an Alfredo type sauce on the pizza. Yeah, but I don't know that there's a way to incorporate the fog in that, but I like the seafood aspect of it at least. Yeah.
Next one I've got is Ghostface's Ghost Pepper Pizza.
Oh yeah, okay.
So this is gonna have it's gonna be California style, of course, because it's Woodsboro and all that.
It's yeah.
But it's going to have chicken, it's going to have red onions, it's going to have cilantro, and it's going to have a nice little ghost pepper sauce with it. A nice little spicy sauce with it. So there you go. That was kind of a quick one. Ghostface's Ghost Pepper Pizza. You know what? I think you got to shape it like the Scream Mask.
Yeah, you could do it like the Scream Mask.
Yeah, we haven't talked about shapes or anything, but I think you got to shape it.
Well, you could get crazy with that. You could do a jack-o'-lantern one,
Let's do it. Let's do one for you on the spot here. Let's look at your DVD rack. Pick out a horror movie. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try this.
Yeah, let's build one based purely on. I'm gonna pick out. Oh, the Blob.
The Blob.
What do you do with the Blob?
What do you do with the Blob?
Right. It's kind of gross.
This is the remake. This is a Chuck Russell.
Can you make a Jello pizza? Is there a Jello pizza that's doable somehow somewhere?
Let's look. Jello pizza. Well, no, you could do like a Jello fruit pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put like a strawberry Jello, and you put like fruit inside of it. This is another dessert pizza.
Yeah.
But I think,
could do that for the Blob.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay. You put some pudding on there too. Okay.
That'd be nice.
I'm going to do my last one here.
Yeah, do
real
it.
Quick.
Let's hear it.
This is called Dr. Five's 10 Plagues.
Oh.
So, if you recall, Dr. Five's, the movie Dr. Five's, he kills all the people based on the 10 plagues.
That movie rules, dude.
It's the best. I was trying to go off the beaten path a little bit.
Is that a Hammer movie?
No,
No.
But I don't even know who produced it. But
I was curious. I couldn't remember if it's Hammer.
Yeah. The plagues are... So I'm going to run through these, and I'm going to try to mix, and you can help me out here. So the 10 plagues, we're going to go through them because this is going to be on the pizza. Water turning to blood. I mean, that's marinara sauce.
That's your sauce.
Like pizza sauce.
Yeah, it's your sauce.
Frogs. So I'm thinking like kind of fried frog legs.
Yep.
Throw that on there.
Yeah, just a little bit of the thigh meat. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of insects as well when it comes to the 10 plagues. There's like locusts and stuff. So I think like a lot of people eat cicadas.
Well, what you could do, Tim, is a lot of people will, and they're actually not bad. I mean, I'm gonna eat potato chips before I snack on bugs. I'll be honest with you, but they're not bad. You could do, like they do, deep fried grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers, yeah.
Or I don't think flies is a no go, but like grasshoppers, which is like a locust type creature, right?
Yeah.
Or like you said, like a cicada. Yeah, you could deep fry them, and you'd have little crispiness.
So you put some grasshopper stuff on there. Yeah. Livestock pestilence. So I mean that's just like chicken probably.
Yeah.
We're not gonna cook the chicken.
Yeah. Throw a meat on there
yes.
and yeah.
Boils is
boy.
So I think what you have to do here, I don't even think this is a topping so much as you have to cook it to make sure that it gets like that bubble in the crust.
Maybe you inject a tiny bit of air
into
each one so you get a cool little boil on each slice.
Hail,
that's tricky. So what I would think is, oh man,
So I just wrote down maybe you get a slushie with it.
With hail, I mean, you could sprinkle a little sea salt on top.
Okay.
You know, that could be your hail.
I'll grant that. Yeah, I like that.
Just a little bit of just to punch it up a notch. Other than that, I can't really think of too much. You could use garlic cloves as your hail.
Okay.
They have that white translucency when you cook through.
Yeah.
So you could call those your hail, just chunks of garlic clove.
Not bad. Yeah, I like that.
It's an idea.
Darkness, the plague of darkness. So that's just well done crust, I think. I think you got to burn the crust a little bit.
Yeah, you got to toast up the back end of that crust a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then...
Or black olives.
Of course, the easy... Oh, that's good too. I like that. Yeah. And the easiest plague, the killing of firstborn children.
Sure. So, I don't know.
Veal?
Yeah. Had to have veal on it. That would cover your...
Or you just put a little baby on top. You put a little baby on like a little figure, like a toy. That's how you top it off.
Yeah.
Instead of like the...
You know those creepy like baby shower... Have you ever seen like creepy baby shower games where like you have to like suck on an ice cube until the creepy little plastic baby comes out and shit like that? You've seen this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, like just put one of those little babies.
Put it on like the table thing they always put in the middle of the pizza. Put like a little baby on there.
That's
like,
good.
Bake it in or like mold it into.
That's good.
Do you want to do it or you want to move on? Should we get back to the movie?
Let's do it. Let's finish up this movie.
Samantha meets Mrs. Allman, played by Mary Warnoff. When she emerges from the basement, Mrs. Allman explains she was looking for her furs and then makes Samantha uncomfortable by commenting on how desirable she must be to young boys.
Yeah, she's weird.
The Allmans give Samantha half of the babysitting fee plus some money to order a pizza. Mr. Allman assures Samantha that the mother-in-law will be no trouble and will probably keep to herself in her upstairs waiting room. They also leave a phone number where they can be reached. Mary Warnoff, real quick, she's from like Silent Night, Bloody Night, Death Race 2000. She has a great quote that I wanted to read.
Sure.
She did a lot of cult movies. She's kind of known as a cult actress. She says, I knew it was art and I knew what was shit, but sometimes the shit was more interesting.
Hell yeah. She rules.
Anything else you want to say about that segment of the film?
No, I think she's a ton of fun. At this point, we know what we're in for, I think, in terms of like this is very on its sleeve. These people are creepy and bad things are going to happen. This is where we cut and do, once they leave the house, we cut and do our kind of, there's a couple of great needle drops in the movie. The first one is the Breakup Song by Greg Kihn, the Greg Kihn Band.
Very good song.
Love that song. The second one I immediately think about, then this is kind of the song I think about in regard to this movie, is One Thing Leads to Another by The Knack, I believe it is. The Knack? Yeah. And she kind of dances around the house to this. And this is what we were talking about with padding. There is a lot of that in this middle section of the movie. I do wish there was a little bit more suspense or creepy stuff happening, that even if she wasn't noticing it. Stuff that would play with the viewer a little bit more, because it really just kind of feels like we're just kind of seeing her lounge around the house a bit.
Yes.
Which is not terribly interesting to watch. I like Jocelyn Donahue a lot. I think she's very good. But you kind of like, can I have it, not a jump scare even, just can I get something creepy in a window or something, you don't get a lot of that. But this is a fun little section of the movie. The her dancing around to that, it's kind of sweet and fun. So
yeah, what I've got next is you've kind of covered unbeknownst, so we'll just skip that part. We talked a little Jocelyn Donahue. She's okay. Unbeknownst to Samantha, because she's asked to do a lot here. Actually, I mean, in some ways, because she's got to carry that whole 30 minutes of the movie.
And I think she does well. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to Samantha, the family she saw in the photos lies slaughtered in an upstairs bedroom, arranged as part of a bloody pentagram.
That's a creepy reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, Samantha hears strange noises and, armed with a knife, goes to explore the attic. At midnight, all of the lights in the house blow out. Samantha sees a hand open the attic door, and she passes out. So, yeah, we've got past that thing. This is where the movie starts to pick up again.
Yeah, now we're getting into the kind of the climax and the final bit of the movie. We're going to figure out exactly what's going. Well, kind of figure out exactly what's going on. We get a pretty good idea what they're up to. But that the reveal of the family having. She discovers a photograph first of a family with the kind of station wagon or the car or whatever it is outside the house that was there when she pulled up, and so she's starting to go, something sketchy here. I like all that stuff. Then the tension kind of dies down, and then once you get the reveal of the family upstairs, it's kind of the gas pedal's pressed pretty firmly at that point. So, yeah.
When she wakes, she is gagged and tied to a slab in the basement surrounded by satanic symbols. The Ullmans, including their son Victor, and a dwarfish demon enter. The demon draws a pentagram.
She's sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about her.
I did too.
Yeah. I think I was, the first time I watched this, I was kind of like checked out of the movie at this point, so I was kind of just like, eh. I was just like, eh. But this time around, I noticed a little bit more. The demon draws a pentagram on Samantha's belly, then tries to force her to drink blood from a bizarre animal skull. Don't do that.
No.
Samantha breaks free of her bonds and rushes upstairs. Seeing Megan's body in the kitchen, Samantha grabs a knife. Victor chases her and shoots her in the shoulder, but she slits his throat, killing him. Samantha is racked with abdominal pain and flashes of demonic faces.
Yeah, all the flashes and stuff are pretty spooky.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Pazuzu face in The Exorcist.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's probably
very, very similar to that.
Yep. Miss Ullman corners her in a bedroom and tells her that it is too late for Samantha to alter the plan. Mrs. Ullman is distracted when she believes the eclipse is sending her a message from Satan, and Samantha stabs her in the back. Grabbing Victor's gun, Samantha flees from the house, pursued by Mr. Ullman, who was wounded when Samantha escaped from the basement. He tries to calm her down and tells her that Satan will arrive as soon as the eclipse is over. Believing it to be the only solution, Samantha shoots herself in the head. A big-time bummer for everybody.
It's a brutal ending.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of sad. So...
It's a brutal ending.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Oh, sorry. I was seeing something was happening off.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Off mic. I was just curious. Sorry. It distracted me. Local newscasters talk about how astronomers are confused that the moon seemed to move through the eclipse more quickly than it should have. Samantha lays comatose in a hospital bed, but she and her baby she has a baby, and her baby are expected to make a full recovery.
Yeah. I forgot about her shooting herself. I forgot about a lot of the finale of this movie. I forgot about, which is weird because it's like one of the more memorable parts.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why I don't. But I mostly remember her like kind of walking around the house and all that stuff, which is like the kind of, I think we both agree, the down section of this movie, if there is one.
Right.
But I like the finale of this. I think it works. Like I said, I think there's other movies that have done it a little bit more effectively, more suspensefully, creepier, the whole nine yards. But I do think that this mostly works. And I think it's a really strong prototype, including this finale, for stuff to come. Yeah.
Let's hand out some superlatives and get out of here.
Let's do it.
Who's the best clique?
Best clique?
It has to go to the satanic.
Yeah, they seem like a pretty tight-knit group. I mean, they're family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we don't know what the creepy troll lady is. I assume she's the mother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they seem like they're pretty tight. They seem very upset when members of the crew get killed off. So,
who is the most likely to sleep through an earthquake? That's always a fun one. Like our boyfriend.
Oh, her roommate.
Yes,
her roommate. Because she's on drugs, I think.
Yeah, and she's. Oh, that's right. We do see her for a second.
Oh, she's like.
And
gone.
she's like out of it. Yeah. So she's like the Leon from Resident Evil of this movie.
Except for she's getting laid. I don't think Leon was.
Class clown.
Class clown.
Who's the funniest person? Who'd you laugh at the most?
You know
what? The class clown for me, because it's a clown move, is Greta Gerwig for eating that pizza.
She eats that pizza weird. Yeah, it's her. Just people don't act like that.
I'm trying to find a couple more here.
That's a good one.
Class Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers. Jocelyn Donahue's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So she looks good. She's a bit of a heartbreaker. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is. Most likely to drop their phone in the toilet. Oh, what's Greta Gerwig again? Because her hands are all greasy from the pizza.
From the pizza she ate. Yeah, exactly. That maniac.
And finally, let's do best all around. Who's your favorite character in House of the Devil?
It's probably Tom Noonan. Because he's so funny.
Yeah.
Because he shows up and you're like, well, you're creepy and you're going to be the bad guy. Like, there's no... If I didn't already know I was going into a horror movie and that you were already, like, that we were kind of what we... Like, if I hadn't watched a trailer or anything, like, I'd already know, like, this guy's a problem. But he's really funny and he's playing it so earnestly that you're like... I'm not sure Tom Noonan is playing it as if it's obvious he's the bad guy. Does that make sense? Like,
right.
He feels like he's playing it very earnestly. Like, I don't know. Tom Noonan for sure. MVP.
That's it. That's the House of the Devil.
That is the House of the Devil.
We hope you enjoyed all of the pizza talk.
Tim, I did. I know what I want to do next.
Perfect.
Yes. we have a plan. Well, kind of a plan. Hear me out here. We mentioned last episode that I have a blind spot in my horror knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Pretty decent sized blind spot for Hammer horror. So you are not blind to the Hammer horror. You are more of a recent, not that you haven't seen it before, but like you have recently delved into Hammer horror a bit. I would like you, based on your experiences with Hammer horror, to suggest a Hammer horror film that you think I would like to see as my first in my consideration of diving into.
So you want to do... Okay, so this is like...
I want a Hammer horror movie, but I want one that's going to be a good entry-level Hammer horror movie.
I think we need to do... For you, I think we need to do a Christopher Lee.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, we need to do a Christopher Lee, and we probably need to do a Christopher Lee Dracula movie.
That's also what I was hoping for.
I think
but there's so many, Tim. I don't know where to start.
Yeah,
I need your help.
I think we need to go... Honestly, I think the best thing here is to go with the first.
Go OG...
Christopher Lee
Dracula.
Yeah.
19...
Which I believe is the horror of Dracula.
When
1958.
58.
Yeah. So horror of Dracula, and I'm looking right now.
Where is this available? Because
I think it's on Peacock.
Oh, that's excellent. Free Peacock?
I believe so.
Because I don't have a Peacock subscription anymore. I just ended that.
But this seems like something... Oh, this is off. Okay. Is this is the first one, right?
I believe 58 was the first Hammer Dracula.
First in the series. So we can do this, or I can find another one, because it's only for rental right now.
On Amazon, though? I can rent it on Amazon Prime. That's fine. I'll pay a few bucks for it. That's fine.
$3
That's
on
fine.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
I have no issue with that.
Okay. That's what we're going to do. I'm excited about this, because we have not been back to that far back in a long, long time.
That was the initial thrust for me, was I want to go back far, because we have not done 60s or 50s much at all in the last year of recording. So I want to go way back, and Hammer seemed like a fun place to go.
And this is perfect, too, because it has Alfred himself in it, Michael Gough.
Michael Gough's in this?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Is Cushing in this? No, Cushing came later.
Peter
right?
Cushing is in this.
No, is he Van Helsing?
Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
I'm so jazzed for this. I can't wait.
It's only an hour and 22 minutes.
I am pumped for this. Yes. And we don't do vampires very often.
No, we don't.
I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, this will be a good one. This will be a good one. Check out patreon.com. Oh, I put up a new honor roll. That's up. Covered a bunch of movies I did not like. So that's why I'm excited. Check out the Midwest Game Nerds at HM Yearbook on Twitter, Horror Movie Yearbook on Facebook and Instagram. I might do a TikTok someday. You never know.
Oh, Tim, don't start. Don't do it.
Might do a TikTok someday. But we'll be back next time on Horror of Dracula. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Stay safe out there.